Hello. Welcome on back to my channel, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Gentlemen, I hope you're holding on to your seats. And ladies, you better be holding on to your gentlemen for this, because today we're going for a full beat glam Barbie moment. Now, disclaimer, if you're a boy or girl who does not appreciate the full coverage, full glam fantasy, this ain't gonna be for you, baby. But if you do, and you love it as much as I do, and if you wanna learn how I created this look right here, then keep on watching. So to start, I'm using the Rose Deep Hydration Oil-Infused Serum from Fresh Beauty, and I'm applying this onto the face with a makeup wedge. I don't know what it is lately with me using serums, but I've really just been enjoying using them to prep the skin. And even though our model La Perrier already has beautiful skin, this just gives it that extra hydration and drink of water, so to speak, that it will need for all of the powders I'll be using on top of it later on. Now that I have the skin prepped, I'm going to go in with the Luminous foundations from Anastasia Beverly Hills and apply this with a beauty blender. I ended up mixing two different shades for our model, which are shades 470C and 550W. I've mentioned it here before, but it can be really tricky sometimes to color match for deeper skin tones, particularly because more often than not, there are several different tones to consider. For example, the perimeter of the face and around the mouth may be a bit darker than the under eye area, or the chest and arms may have more of a yellow undertone, whereas the face has more of a red undertone. So there are several different factors to consider when selecting your shade. More than anything, I mixed these two different shades to get the perfect warm undertone I wanted, because I struggle sometimes with getting a grayish cast to the skin after I set it with powders, so I'm just trying to prevent that ahead of time. And as you can see here, I'm applying this pretty much everywhere because I'm creating a blank canvas for the contouring and highlighting that's soon to come. Next, to contour, I'm using the Huda Beauty Tantour Contour and Bronzer Cream, and I'm beginning to place this right underneath the cheekbones. Now, you'll notice with this makeup application, I'm not going to go in too heavy with the contour. I'm placing just a bit of it in the areas I want, working section by section, and then buffing it out with my beauty blender. But to get to that really defined and contoured look, I'm going to let the highlighting and concealing do most of that work for me. And the shade I'm using in this product is called Rich. So here's a little method that helped me understand how to contour and highlight on different skin tones when I first began makeup. So the deeper the skin tone, the more I emphasize on the highlighting and less on the contouring. And the lighter the skin tone, the more I emphasize on the contouring and less on the highlighting. This may make a little more sense once I begin applying the concealer here in just a minute. Once we have that bit of concealer blended out, it's time to move on to highlighting. To do so, I'm using the Born This Way concealers from Too Faced in two different shades. I'm mixing shades Mahogany and Chestnut. When I think of Barbie makeup, the first thing that comes to mind is a super bright under eye. So I'm using the brightness of the Chestnut concealer, but mixing in the Mahogany shade to make the undertone warmer. I'm beginning the highlight with the under eyes and blending it up and outwards towards the hairline. Now, as I said in the beginning of this video, this is gonna be a full glam moment. Like, we thought drag queens did heavy glam. No ma'am. Barbie takes home the prize in that category for sure. And I don't really know what made me think of doing this Barbie inspired look. I think I was just kind of surprised by your guys' reaction to my last video where I went a lot softer with the makeup, and you all seem to really like it, which of course made me so happy because honestly, I love doing soft, more realistic everyday looks, but I also know that a good handful of y'all watching want to see heavy glams too, so I'm really just trying to switch it up as much as possible to give you guys some diversity. So what you see me doing here is I'm blending outwards the concealer with the pointier side of the Beauty Blender, and then every so often I'll take the rounder side, which is the side I used to blend out the foundation and contour earlier, to diffuse out the edges of the highlight. This is why I don't switch out Beauty Blenders between different steps. I use the same Beauty Blender throughout the whole application because Whatever's left of product from the previous steps will just help the blending and make everything cohesive. I'll also use whatever concealer I have left on the back of my hand and bring it upwards onto the eyelids, and this will act as a primer in the meantime before we add the eyeshadows. For the center of the forehead, I'm mixing the concealer in with the foundation before applying it. Since I want the brightest part of our model's face to be her under eye area, by mixing in a little of the foundation with the concealer before applying it to the forehead, we'll tone it down a bit. And then I just slowly blend this back and forth, slowly diffusing it upwards. I guess it would help us see better if my hand wasn't blocking everything. Oh my goodness. I'm telling you, filming these tutorials and getting the right angle so you can see everything is a heck of a lot trickier than it looks, but it's a work in progress. I think I'm getting better, I think. Okay, so now that we have our highlight placed, I'm using the Huda Beauty's baking powders in shades Kunafa and Coffee Cake to set everything. I'm beginning with the lighter of the shades, which is Kunafa, and using this to set the under eye area with my powder puff. And yes, I know, the nose highlight still hasn't been blended out quite yet. I wanted the concealer to dry down a bit so that when I do blend it out, it doesn't totally lose its structure. Once I've set the under eyes, I'm going to move on to setting the rest of the face, but with the darker powder shade called the Coffee Cake. You'll notice this video is a little longer than most of my past videos, just because I tried including more of this blending footage. But of course, as always, you're welcome to skip ahead if you don't want to see all this. Alright, so I went in with a little extra powder underneath the eyes to bake that area and diffusing the edges of that so nothing is harsh. And finally, I'll be blending out the nose highlight before setting it with powder and baking down the center. While I'm in the process of baking, I'm taking the same makeup wedge I used to bake the center of the nose, and I'm using it to swipe on the powder right underneath the cheekbone. It was a couple times during this makeup application that I had to ask myself, is this too much makeup? Am I making this too heavy? And then I thought, what would Barbie do? What would Barbie do? And I know Barbie would 100% take it this far, especially that, what's that one's name? Malibu Barbie. She knew exactly what was up when it came to glam. So of course I took it there. And I'm being extra with all of these steps, yes, but you can personalize this as much as you'd like and adjust the different steps and the amount of product you use so it suits your needs best, whether you use less or you can use more. What you see me doing here is just blending out any of the concealer on top of her lids that may have creased, and I'm setting it with the same powder we used from her face. For bronzer, I'm using the Fenty bronzer in shade Mocha Mami and applying this to all the areas I want to bronze up and deepen a bit. Although I usually bronze before I bake, I wanted to switch it up a bit today and try something different. It was kind of nice because it helped diffuse out the edges of where I placed the baking powder, so maybe I'll have to try out this method again soon. Next, for brows, I'm taking the Brow Wiz from Anastasia Beverly Hills in the shade Dark Brown to fill in the brows and really map out the shape I want before going in with a darker powder for more definition. So once I have the brows completed, I'm going to begin on the eyes. For shadows, I'm using the Alyssa Edwards eyeshadow palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and the first shade I'm using is the matte pink shade in the palette called Texas Made, and I'm running this through the crease and on top of the complete lid. When I was thinking of what eye look to create today, I just kind of imagined the day my own daughter picks her very first Barbie and what that Barbie would look like. So basically, I imagined this colorful, sparkly look that incorporated pinks and purples and diamonds and lashes and the whole thing. So that's what we're going to end up doing for today. What I'm using here is the Huda Beauty Metal Melted Shadow in shade Bubblegum to brighten the inner half of the eye, and I'm using my ring finger to buff it out a bit. Next, dipping into the matte purple shade called Believe in the same Alyssa Edwards eyeshadow palette, I'm going to run this through the crease right above where I had applied the liquid shimmer shadow, and I'm using a smaller detail blush to apply this before using a blending brush to smoke it out. You may notice there's glitter fallout underneath the eye, and that's not because of the eyeshadows or liquid shadow that I used. I had actually tried applying a pink glitter and it wasn't reading on camera, but we're going to go in with rhinestones in a second. But as for that glitter fallout, that'll wipe right off because it's just sitting on top of that baking powder that we left underneath the eyes. Heading back to that pink eyeshadow we used a minute ago, I'm smoking this out on the bottom lash line to act as a backdrop for the dramatic bottom lashes we do later. And then with the same purple shade, I'm running this pretty close to the bottom lash line with a detailed blending brush. Then, with the One Size Gel Eyeliner in shade Bodacious Black, I'm going to run this through the waterline. I'm so happy for Patrick Starr and his new beauty brand One Size. I was really excited to try out this pencil because I'm a sucker for a good black gel pencil, and this one, let me tell you, definitely passed the test. I'm also using this on the upper lash line, bringing it upwards towards the corner and then blending that out with a smaller shadow brush. I feel like having that deep black shadow at the very outer corner of the eyes is in line with that typical Barbie eyeshadow look. So even though it's not something I'm always the biggest fan of, I figured I'd step outside my comfort zone and give it a try. Before that gel liner completely sets, I'm dipping into the black eyeshadow from the eyeshadow palette we've been using and buffing that gel liner out to get a really seamless finish. Also from the One Size brand, I'm using the Point Made liquid eyeliner to line the lash line, starting from the inner corner and bringing it outwards to meet up with the gel pencil we had just used. And I'm being sure to get as close as possible to that lash line because we don't want to see any gaps. With these rhinestones right here, I'm individually applying a few of these using lash glue and a pair of tweezers. I'm kind of a rookie when it comes to using rhinestones in my makeup looks, but heck, if I'm going to use them, what better look to use them with than this one right here, right? And these rhinestones I got off Amazon. They're super cheap and cheerful. They come in a whole bunch of different colors and sizes, but I'll be sure to include the Amazon link down below. For lashes, I'm using these bottom lashes from Tati Lashes, and they've really become one of my more recent obsessions. I used to be so intimidated by putting on bottom lashes, but guys, honestly, they're so easy to apply. I just break these up into individuals and just pop them right on. I usually only use about like 3 of them, but since Barbie is notorious for having long, dramatic, luscious lashes, I decided to add a little extra. While I'm waiting for the bottom lashes to dry, I'm applying a thick coat of mascara to our model's top lashes. I place my thumb right behind her lashes while my other hand really presses the mascara into the root of the lash and lifts upwards. After I complete the other eye off camera, I'm going in with the Wet n Wild highlighter in shade Awesome Blossom and applying this onto the skin, starting with the cheekbones. This is my first time using this product actually, and did it do its job and bring some glow to the skin? Yes. Will I be using it again? Probably not. I mean, it's not terrible, it's just, it did leave behind a bit of a chalky texture, but hey, we live and we learn. To blush up the cheeks, I'm using the Wanderlust blush from Buxom in the shade Dolly and brushing this onto the high points of the cheekbones. Moving on to the lips, I'm using a deep contour cream to line the perimeter of our model's lips. You may have heard me say it in the past, but a little trick of mine that I use often is to use the same contour cream I use on the face and use it as the lip liner. It really makes for the perfect liner shade for our nude lip. To make the lip a bit more vibrant, I'm using a Laura Mercier cream lipstick in the shade Rose Ultimate and placing this in the center of the lip. You already know I love a nude lip, but for this look, I needed something with a bit more color to it. So this hot pink was the perfect touch to spice up this lip combo. And then with this e.l.f. Cosmetics gloss in the shade A Moment, we're gonna get a glossy finish to this lip. And this was the perfect gloss for this because it has these tiny little glitter pigments in it, which really helps tie in the complete look. And finally, for the very last step of this tutorial, I'm using Huda Beauty's Glow Cocoa Mist to set the makeup and to hydrate the skin. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how we took our naturally gorgeous model from this and transformed her into Barbie. There we have it, kids. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, be sure to give this video a big old thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. You can also check out more of my work on my Instagram at PAINTEDBYSPENCER. And until next time, I'll see you soon.